Top 5 foods I personally stay away from while being on GLP-1. Hello my sweet friends and welcome to Nadia Beez. Nothing I say in this video is medical advice. Please contact your medical professional for that. I'm going to start off by saying there is nothing that I can't have unless, I'm allergic to it or something like that. I can really have everything I've had before. The difference now is I can make a conscious decision. As someone who was a compulsive eater, that wasn't even an option before. I couldn't say, oh, I'm not going to have this, or that was just not something I was able to do. Now I can make conscious food decisions that are good for me. And so number one is going to be greasy and high-fat foods. One of the reasons is, first of all, it can make you nauseous, my friends. When on GLP-1 medication, our digestion definitely slows down. I personally stay away from pork. Now, you can say, Nadia, you can have a lean piece of pork. Well, for me, that pork really breaks down super slow in my tummy, which kind of gives me that yucky feeling. So I just stay away from pork. I will eat chicken, turkey, definitely fish. I'm somebody who loves any type of seafood except for like octopus or, something slimy. The slimy stuff, I don't like that stuff. Anyway, off the subject, but you get the point. Because we digest things slower, it's just harder. Now, does that mean I can't have a fry? No. I just went out with friends last week and my cousin goes, Nadia, would you like a sweet potato fry? And I said, all right. I took one of her fries and I was fine. I tasted it. It was delicious. And I was like, okay. Before, I would have been like, yum, that's good. Let's go get an order for myself. And I just sat there and I was like, I can't believe I'm not ordering it. Because I had it. It was fine. It was delicious. But consciously I said, Nadia, you're not going to feel good if you have fries. Because, it's greasy. And you know what? Just that little decision makes a big difference in your daily life. Next up is high carb foods and high sugar foods. Because carbs turn into sugar in our body. Therefore, it's basically the same thing. So we're talking about delicious pastries. Since currently I'm not in maintenance, I am trying to lose weight, I do have to be aware of the calories I spent in the day. So if I do have something sugary, oh my goodness, it is not the end of the world. If I have this in the morning, then for the rest of the day, I focus on two things. One is high protein and two is low calorie. That way I balance my day out. I keep full throughout the day and I don't feel bad about having something. Does it happen often? No, because you just don't want it. Personally, I don't have the need for something sweet. Once in a blue moon, I do, and it's not a big deal, my friends. Now, if I had this at night, then the next day I kind of try to keep it on low calorie. That's personally me. As I said, this is not medical advice. This is just what I do to kind of keep balance in my life. But protein, as always, and I'm sure you've heard this everywhere, protein is king. It's number one along with water. When it comes to the high sugar fruit, I'm lucky enough that I don't like the majority of them. And that includes things like bananas, grapes, dried figs, pineapples, prunes, mangoes even. Doesn't mean you can't have them. Just have a little bit. Don't have a whole bowl of, really high sugary fruit. One of the fruits I actually have in my freezer, and that is grapes. I freeze them, especially white grapes. They're so good frozen. And when I need a sweet treat, I'll have a grape or two or three. It's still better than having a little dessert like this. Another fruit that's a little bit high in sugar is cherries. I buy those in a frozen pack, throw them in my freezer. Sometimes I'll just grab some, cut them up, put them in my yogurt. Good to go. Spicy food, maybe like hot wings or maybe something that has a lot of curry. Just be careful because that can cause acid reflux, which means we are going to get those burps, and it also can cause nausea. Doesn't mean you can't have it, as I said, just have it in moderation. Cruciferous vegetables. I couldn't say that. This is hysterical. Anyway, my friends, those are the veggies that make you gassy. So those can be, I don't know, onions, maybe cabbage for some people, maybe broccoli, cauliflower. You know what I'm talking about. What I do is have small portions if I want something that I know is going to make me gassy. Our digestion is slow as it is. So when we eat anything that makes us gassy, like, you know, veggies or an excess of veggies that make us gassy, it's just going to hurt. It's going to be uncomfortable, and we don't want to be uncomfortable. So that is why I just limit myself to those veggies, because I still want the fiber from the veggies. Don't get me wrong, we need that fiber every day. We need around 30 grams of fiber. So I make sure I eat my fiber, but just don't overdo it to the point where you're going to be uncomfortable. I think you all can agree with that. Life is hard as it is. We don't need a tummy ache from something we ate, right? For a little bonus, I do want to talk about drinks. And there are two types of drinks I stay away from. Number one is alcohol. Now, I am not somebody who drinks alcohol, but if you do drink alcohol, you have to be very careful. The reason alcohol can be dangerous on GLP-1 is it can lower your sugar. So if you're already low on the sugar scale, it can lower it even more, and that can cause problems in itself. So I'm just saying, be careful when you do have alcohol, or like me, just stay away from it. There's nothing good that can come out of it. So I just stay away from alcohol. The other type of drink I stay away from is anything that's carbonated. Doesn't mean you can't have carbonated drink, my friends. Personally, for me, it bloats my tummy, which kind of goes into that uncomfortable feeling. It kind of bloats your gut. But for some people, they say, oh no, I love carbonated drinks because it makes me fuller longer when I'm at that hungry stage, days 5, 6, or 7. That can work for you. Personally, for me, I just try to stay away from that because it kind of makes me feel a little nauseous. It makes me feel not so good. If I do have something carbonated, I let it fizz out just for a little bit. Just open it up, let it air out. Or sometimes I'll mix it with water. There is a protein drink that I like. I get it at Costco, and it is a little carbonated, but it is too sugary for me. So when I do drink it once in a blue moon, I'll mix it with water. That kind of waters it down, and I'm okay. Usually I can drink that. It's just something to consider when you're already feeling nauseous. Maybe you don't want to do any carbonated drinks. Now that I think of it, there's a third category of drinks I stay away from because I feel like they belong into the high carb category, and that is juices or any drinks that are high in sugar. Personally, I just stay away from that. I'm not somebody who likes juices. Maybe an orange juice once in a while, but that's probably going to be somewhere on vacation, somewhere, I don't know. And it's not something I purchase from the store on regular basis. Unless company is coming over and I know they have kids who like orange juice or something, maybe I'll buy something, but I'll pick the one that has the least sugar and the most natural one. That's just me, my friends. If you feel like I missed something, we would all love to hear from you because we are here to learn from each other, and maybe I'll read it and I'll be like, oh, what a great idea. Thank you so much for sharing. So definitely let me know in the comments below. If you're still watching the video, thank you so much for that. I humbly appreciate it. If you are able to, can you guys throw in some sort of a dessert in the comments below? Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, my friends, have a beautiful and blessed day. Bye-bye.